Hello, this is David. Welcome to a video review of Bruce Tuckman's Fixed Income Securities and the first chapter in the textbook that is assigned, and it is chapter 1. It's called Prices, Discount Factors, and Arbitrage. And so because this is the first chapter, we get an introduction to at least one concept that becomes very foundational, and that's really the discount factor and its role in the discount function, but also the law of one price. And so not unrelated, there's a brief introduction discussion of Treasury P strips and C strips and the concept of the replicating portfolio and how it can be exploited if there are arbitrage opportunities. And so this is also a key theme that extends beyond just the assigned Tuckman, but just this idea of arbitrage, no arbitrage, what enforces arbitrage, and the reality that in markets we do observe prices that don't trade at what we would theoretically expect them to do. So we'll see here there is the concept of trading rich versus trading cheap. And I think that's important because it's realistic. And then finally, the last two learning objectives, these are not in the order that I would put them in, because we have some relationship here to their discussion in John Hall and elsewhere in the FRM syllabus. But after all, we are introducing fixed income here, at least Bruce Tuckman's fixed income as a core reading. So it makes some sense to talk about clean versus dirty, bond pricing, and accrued interest. So quite a few topics to look at. And we start with defining the discount factor and using a discount function to compute present and future values. So the discount factor is really an essential ingredient. It gives us the present value for one unit of currency. So for most cases, for our purposes, it's $1. So the discount factor is today's value of $1 received in the future at some point in time. As you know, our time units are typically expressed in years. So right here is an example of notation. We want to be very comfortable with this notation, right? Notice it's D and then parentheses 0.5. And so this, we could look at this and expect this to be a 6-month discount factor, right? And it's less than 1 as we expect. So this is telling us the present value of $1 to be received in half a year, that's 0.5, is worth 99.925 cents. So not much less, but it is less than $1. So that's the typical notation in here. In parentheses, we get the duration or maturity in years, in this case, half a year. So that also means that $1 received today has a future value of taking that dollar and dividing by the discount factor, right? So it's going to be worth this amount in the future. And so the idea with the discount factor is that it's a multiplier. It's a multiplier we can apply to any future cash flow, but importantly, in this case, in 6 months. So that means there's a different discount factor for every time interval in the future.